Sam Jones.
Yeah, I know who he is. How you doing? How are you? How are you doing?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. You know, at first I was thinking, why story about Jason Isbell? And then I looked into him and everything. I'm like, yes, it's a good decision to make a documentary about his life and everything he went through.
Yeah, I met Jason on my old show off camera and didn't know a ton of his backstory. I just loved his music. And then once I heard what he sort of went through and his upbringing, I just started thinking it was a bigger story and asked him to do it. And luckily for me, he was open to really sharing, the more intimate details of his life. So, it's one of those things where you can't believe someone else hasn't told the story yet, and now here we are.
That was going to be my question, actually. Isn't it kind of cool as a director? You're like, oh, no one's done a story on this guy yet? Cool, I get to be first, and let's see if he says yes.
Yeah, with me, I love music so much, and when I find an artist that I not only like, but I also respect, and I feel like their voice is like my voice or whatever, then I want to know as much about them as possible. And so growing up on documentaries of bands and musicians that I liked, to be able to make one about someone and then give someone else that experience is, kind of that full circle thing.
It's also like a double with Amanda and in all the situations that he's been in and everything, so it makes for a good story, though.
Yeah, and Amanda was in the high one when we started the film, and then started making a lot of solo music. Not that she hadn't before, but really kicked it into another gear during the pandemic, and it was fascinating to watch her songwriting process as well and see how involved she was in Jason's music and how they worked together. And so yeah, she was somebody that I didn't know how much she'd be involved in the documentary, and she's if not the main character, certainly top billing, and it was so cool. Yeah.
How did Mark and Bill get involved?
Well, Mark was my producing partner on Tony Hawk, Until the Wheels Fall Off, and when I finished this film, a rough cut of the film, I called him and asked him if he could help me take it to the finish line with, the structure of it, the licensing of it, finding a broadcast partner.
The hard part?
The hard part, exactly. I did all the fun, then I asked Mark to come along. But also Mark was the first person I showed it to because I wanted his opinion on it. And when he saw it, he wanted to be a part of it, which was just validation for me. And then we had such a good experience at HBO, and HBO has this music series called Music Box, and Bill Simmons is involved in that because he's a giant music fan. And unbeknownst to me, was a big Jason Isbell fan. So they approached me with this collaboration of Music Box and HBO, and both Mark and I were like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, great job, and thank you, and good talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Great to see you.
Thanks for having me.